Humans aren't born out of laying around on their asses. We've been born out of conquering a world. We're the dominant species. We built all this. We're powerful and we're beautiful and we're ready to build the next level of civilization in God's plan. But you must stop bowing to those who want to make you a victim. You must become the victor. If you love God and you want to build a pro-human future, then you are an enemy of the New World Order and Satanism. They want us shut down because we have the spirit. I'm jacked into the source. I know the secret, and I want to see you empowered. But you have to believe in yourself first. This is the truth, and everyone knows it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a lot to talk about today. But first and foremost, I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is me, my channel, my YouTube community tab. It's one of the selling points or things that's going to scare you away as it relates to my channel. And so if you subscribe, you get gems like this just dripped into your feed. Imagine you're scrolling through videos and all of a sudden you see a post like this, which... it's just my way of giving back to you if you decide to become a subscriber. Yes, that is a picture comparing Big Mike to the new Predator design. But anyway, we have fun on the YouTube community tab, so if you want to become a member and you want to join, you'll get that drip feed into your timeline, and you know, you love it or you hate it, but it is what it is. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about the Sinder situation because it has really evolved in the last couple days, and I wanted to talk about this from a couple different perspectives. So I'm going to break it up into a couple videos, but today I want to talk about Shylily's response because this has really taken off, and I think this has catapulted Shylily in terms of how people perceive her, how people are receptive to her brand. This has done a lot of goodwill for her, and it's because the response is absolutely scathing to Sinder's abysmal apology. Now, what I will say about this is I wish people like Sinder would come to me before releasing an apology like this, because, I mean, there's so much that I would just like to tell them. There's so much that I would like to convey to them because this apology really was abysmal. It really was abysmal. In situations like these, the number one rule is that you do not, even one iota, appear to be throwing somebody in front of you to catch the bulk of whatever blowback is coming. It looks like you're being malicious. It looks like you're saving yourself. It looks like you're basically confirming all the worst things against you, even if it's true. Even if it is true that you didn't have any idea or anything like this, the fact of the matter is that your manager, your boyfriend, your significant other, and that's going to, boy, oh boy, that's going to be a big part of this too. You see, Sinder, like a lot of these VTubers, like a lot of these female streamers, pretend not to have a boyfriend. And you know why that is? Because they want the money that comes in from those people who are foolish enough and desperate enough to think, if I give her enough money, if I support her hard enough, maybe, just maybe there's a chance. I'm telling you, it's what they do. They put on this facade that they're single, which is why, you know, I say support the streamer and the content creator that you want to support, but don't do it thinking that they're going to look at you romantically or in any sort of way where you're going to get something back from it, because you're not. I know that may sound, you know, kind of cruel, but you basically have to understand, when you give money to a content creator, you're just putting it down a black hole. You're not going to get anything for it. It's just, you know, they're going to congratulate you for a couple seconds, and then they're going to forget you ever existed. It is what it is. You know, you don't like to hear it, but it's the truth. A lot of these streamers are very grateful for whatever money you give. Like a lot of them are. I'd say a lot of the smaller ones are, but the bigger ones, it's like yeah, they're like hey yeah thanks. Yeah, they're millionaires, you know. But anyway, Cinder's apology was rejected, and Shylily had this response, and we're going to go over it. The absolute audacity to sit here and continue to manipulate and gaslight is absolute insanity. Boy, this is starting off strong. The pain and mental torment you've caused to the ones closest and most supportive of you has been devastating, and I have never been so heartbroken and hurt so badly for my friends. Yeah. You are the fakest person I've ever had the displeasure of supporting. Reading and hearing of how you've really viewed me behind my back, not just through screenshots of your man. Oh, I love how she calls him your man, but also your very own messages while having to sit here and read through these bullshit lies you spin makes me want to vomit. Damn, is that not? Damn. I mean, usually in the VTuber community, it's like sing song, fake nice, toxic positivity. Like, I support you, sister. It's like remember that whole thing with fruit, apricot, and the whole VTuber community. Oh, we support you, sister. Yeah, you cheated on your husband, and oh, you know you're a terrible person, and all this stuff. But we support. It's like, well, usually it's more like that, but this is just devastating. To claim that you didn't know a single thing and had zero awareness of what your man, love that, was up to when everyone who's sharing even a single moment with you knows that you basically operate as the same person. Damn. Sharing every waking moment while loving to jump at the slightest opportunity to turn into your most slanderous self as soon as the opportunity was given, even when talking about your friends is sickening. Yeah. So I think a lot of this it has to do with people in the VTuber community. They don't realize that it's a gimmick. They think that the creator and the avatar, I mean, obviously they know that the woman who plays Sinder isn't like a hellhound, but they think that the avatar is just an avatar, like it's just a cool, physical manifestation of their spirit, of their person, of who they are and what they do, and they like to think that behind the scenes that it's largely the same, that they interact the same. If you're friendly towards somebody, you be friendly towards them, regardless if you're on screen or if you're not. But a lot of people are coming to terms with the fact that there are people like Cinder who look good, they look very good, and then behind the scenes are just absolutely horrible. And yeah, loyalty is a huge thing. And once you've broken that, it's very, very hard to get it back. I have experienced your own actions without red in a situation where in your own screenshotted words, you expressed a pressure to live up to what Lily is, and proceeded to throw one of your most loyal and supportive friends under the bus after months of continuous planning, just because you consistently choose business over friends, never feeling bad for failing them. Yeah, that's brutal. And so the thing is, like, I can understand a shark mindset if it's for your enemies, if it's for the people who are in competition to you, but the people that are helping you, the people who are supporting you, turning your back on them. I mean, good God. Yeah, that's atrocious. And I understand completely. Because if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I have a tendency to side on business. I tend to be like, okay, well, if this is a business transaction, like for example, if this situation were to have taken place and Cinder had tried to obtain the exclusivity rights of her model and designer and was going to pay her a decent wage because she saw that there were other people outside of her circle, outside of her friends group that were trying to use those talents, I would actually be okay with that. Trying to monopolize an artist for your own sake, I think that that's part of what makes brands successful. It is. But the problem that I have in all this is the duplicity, the dishonesty, the manipulations. You know, if you try to get somebody in a brand exclusivity deal and they say no, then it's no. But also at the same time saying, hey, don't do this work for Silvervale, who is already a customer. Like, that's sort of the thing as well, is this whole thing with Silvervale and Bao. It's like, you weren't friends with Silvervale, but this person already had a contract to work on something. That's another thing entirely. From my perspective, like I'm talking about exclusivity, if you break up another person's contract, that's a whole other thing. That is something malevolent and evil. So I think that's part of it too, because I'm all about if you want to secure your brand and have an artist that's dedicated to you. I mean, like Blizzard and Bethesda and all these other companies that make these great products, they have artists that are specifically to them that they pay them, they employ them, and they only work on that particular game. But they don't break contracts with other companies to do it, and that's the big thing that you sort of, well, you ruined Silvervale's birthday because she didn't get that birthday model, and you put this artist in an untenable position where they already had customers, they already had jobs, and you're like, well, we want you to violate those. What you could have done is say, we want to pay you to be our exclusive artist after you're done with any projects, and we'll pay you for additional artwork and stuff. But I want you to be exclusive to our thing after you've fulfilled all of your obligations. And if she says no, then it's no. But then offer her a bunch of money, because the artwork is really what made Cinder. It's beautiful, beautiful artwork, beautiful tits. But if you want to do that, if you want to make that offer after all of the obligations of this artist have been completed, then I think that that's fine to offer that. Be like, hey, do you want to become like an employee? Do you want to work for my brand, not as like a freelancer, but as like an employee? Do you want to like join the team? Do you want to become like an intrinsic part of what we're doing here? Like, do you want a percentage? Like, basically, hey, do you want like a percentage of the Cinder brand? Basically, like, we're gonna pay you, and we're gonna give you like a percentage of the brand. Like, would you like that? Would that be something that appeals to you after you've like filled all your obligations with these people? And if that's the case, I see no problem with that. But this is a case of this artist had obligations, and you tried to get them to cut their other contracts. That is some scummy bullshit. Just to earn the bag and compete with me over a V-Card collab that you rescheduled to be on the exact same date. Your friend needed you to keep an important promise. You actively lied about it to them, instead blaming me for a collab you rescheduled, adding me to the pool of excuses to save your ass, when you realized you were being a bad friend. Yeah, this is why I would love to have a conversation with somebody like Cinder before putting out an apology like this because, I mean, just no. No, on every level, no. Like, this is where a competent manager would step in and be like, we're not releasing this. We can't release this. Like, I understand that, oh, just put everything on me. I understand that mentality, like, from a boyfriend perspective. Hey, if you put everything on me and then, we pretend that, we get a new manager, maybe everything will blow over. No, that's not the way it works. That's not the way it works at all. Oh, man. Like, the apology was such a disaster. It was such a fucking disaster. Because it did everything that you're not supposed to do. The first thing that you have to do is demonstrate contrition and remorse. And it has to be believable, and you better damn sure make sure they believe it. Which is why the first thing I would have recommended is to reach out. To reach out to these people. To reach out to them and to be like, look, I'm so sorry. So sorry I made you feel this way. I would have reached out, have them reach out first thing. Look, I'm so sorry about this. And go from there. And then craft an apology that is just basically just gushing about how sad you are that, I did these actions. Yeah, they were completely wrong. These are totally my fault. I'm so sorry for everyone that I let down, especially my friends. I was just in the business mindset and that was completely wrong. I'm going to take some time to reevaluate this and reach out to all these people and, apologize to them individually. I'm going to make sure that I do whatever I can to make it right. Like, that's the sort of approach that you take in something like this. You don't need to go over all the details or try to defend yourself or blame other people. You just have to show, even if you don't mean it. And I know that may sound kind of crass, but you have to make them believe it. Like, even if you don't mean it, they have to believe it. They have to mean it. Like, oh, okay, you actually do mean this. It's one of the key things here, because otherwise you have an apology like this and you're getting torn to shreds. You actively lied about it instead blaming me for a collab you scheduled, adding me to the pool of excuses when you realized you were being a bad friend. Why blame me for choosing to miss an obligation you agreed to on one of the most important dates in that friend's career? Everything you do is out of competition through your constant need to one-up the people who are the sole reason you even have the opportunities and platforms to earn from to begin with. You're welcome, by the way. You claim it's just business. Well, in the business world, there has to be accountability, and all you've done is try to shove it away and admit to nothing. In true narcissistic fashion, Tam, you're only feeling sorry about yourself and your own consequences and your career and trying to salvage it. I'm sorry for everyone who looked up to you as an inspiration, and I'm especially sorry for your fans. Pyro Pups deserve better. Damn. Oh, God. And this guy. Yeah. I'm not a fan of, not to take away from the central thing, I'm not a fan of Noble. I'm not a fan of his ever since that shit was not Shylily, Silverville. Like, understand, I have a long memory on some things. On some things I have a long memory. And what sears into my head whenever I see this guy is when Silvervale was getting harassed mercilessly, like relentlessly, by these LGBTQ freaks in the trans community. These absolutely subhuman animals that wanted to destroy the sweet innocent girl because she wanted to play Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, I remember Fruit was, yeah, anyway. I'm not going to relitigate that whole thing, but every time I see this guy, I think of that thing where he was jumping into the dog pile on Silvervale. Yeah, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and of course he's the first one I see. So, but anyway, that is the response from Shylily and all this, and it's pretty damning. And you know, Shylily has responded on YouTube as well, and I think that it's very fascinating. I think it's very fascinating to watch this because it's accountability in real time. It just is. Like, Cinder is not getting any passes. She's not getting any special treatment. She's getting destroyed for what she did. And I think that's a good thing.
Eek. The destroyer of toilets and business. Sorry, yeah, I had to have a quick business meeting yesterday.
There she is, chat. Whip out the hearts and fling them like ninja stars.
Do you imagine just getting paper cuts from all the hearts? God, I wish I had it in me to do a meme review because, God, I've seen some funny shit. God, I've seen some funny shit. Oh, fuck. Thank you for the memes, by the way. They're actually so funny. They make me smile. I have a very fucked up sense of humor and a way to cope. It's been really fucking funny. Jarvis, write an apology. Jarvis, deflect everything. Jarvis, take no accountability. Who the fuck just said Jarvis, teach me ukulele? That's crazy. Jarvis, throw my man under the bus.
Could you put those predatory just business eyes away? They kinda scary.
The business eyes should be green with a dollar sign, yeah, but... Or maybe like a little knife. Sorry. This is going to be my way of coping with this. You're gonna have to just sit through this. You're gonna have to sit through these very distasteful comments. Eric, thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you. It's simply business. Hagbao, I will as soon as I see her. I promise. I would have anyways. I always will, always have. But this one gonna be a different type of hug. I wish I would see her sooner. Ooh, she doesn't deserve anything bad. She absolutely fucking doesn't. She is. Yeah, our Boober deserves nothing but love, man. She is so fucking kind. To hurt the people you've hurt in a space where these are probably one of the best people there is to ever make friends with. What happened? Oh, but am I glad you asked? Okay,
Oh,
am I?
God.
You know what? Am I glad you asked? You know what? Am I fucking glad you asked?
I cried enough this morning after visiting Twitter and watched a stream VOD this morning. I can't handle
I know
such
what you
much
watched.
sadness at one day.
I'm gonna be
Still
honest.
love you and lot of
I
love
have
to
not
all.
watched it. I was eeping when she went live. I have not seen it, and I don't think I ever will see it. Cause that night, yeah, it must have been horrible to watch. I have no doubt because I'll go into a little bit of detail because there's 2 things I wish to address. 2 things. There's 2 things I genuinely wish to address, not because, you know, a lot of people were making it a big deal, but some people have brought it up in replies and stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just explain without making a tweet or some shit. But yeah, when everything went down, God, the Bao's cries are forever ringing in my head. That was so tough. So much hurt. It's just yikes. Even Buska, who is usually like, he's in an emotional rock. In all my years, I've never seen this man cry. But God, he had peepee eyes. He had red little peepee eyes. It was shook.
Not gonna lie, my jaw hit the floor when I saw your response. But you summed up everything perfectly
I
and
don't know
said
what came over
I'm
me.
sure
I was
everyone
possessed.
was thinking. That right there is why we love
yeah.
and appreciate you, Shy Heart.
Yeah, I'm sorry the word Cinder is banned in my chat. I just don't want to see that stuff around anymore. I also just saw someone feeling bad for taking the apology serious and feeling dumb about it. I'm gonna be honest, okay. I'm having a hard time being upset with anyone who still trusts and forgives her because, and I say this in all honesty, the reason it worked for so long is because her words are as sweet as butter, and chances are yours probably simply
Sweet as honey. Butter is not exactly sweet. Soft as butter.
Just as easily manipulated as Sadis, in all honesty. The reason it worked for so long is because her words are as sweet as butter. And
It's sweet as honey, soft as butter. And it just when she said sweet as butter, I'm like, what? What kind of butter? What kind of butter are you eating? Butter is usually, I don't get the salted butter. I get the good kind, but it's not exactly what I call sweet.
And chances are yours probably simply just as easily manipulated as everyone else. If you read all of these things and you see nothing wrong with it, give it a few years. Give it a few years. Experience will show you what the fuck is behind those messages. I genuinely, if anyone supports this, I'm going to be completely honest. The only night that was difficult was the first night after dropping the first doc. The first Google Docky! Sorry. That was the only tough night. That was the only tough one. It was 10 a.m. I had to go to bed and just being scared what the heck a literal manipulator could possibly come up with overnight and what a shit show you could possibly wake up to when they have a platform that they use to manipulate hundreds of thousands of people with, you know.
Jarvis, provide no screenshots in my defense.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Shylily, the video is called Shylily fully debunks all of Cinder's apology. It's 37 minutes. We're not watching the whole thing. But yeah, you sort of get the sentiment. Shylily was not holding back. She was loyal to her friends, upset at all of the obvious manipulations, the backhanded dealing, the sort of just gross and incompetent and nasty way that Cinder handled that situation. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with being competitive, but again, it's like these people are supposedly your friends. And if you're the type of person that can't take accountability, they can't be honest, they can't be forthright, I think that people need to know that, and they're going to make the decision accordingly. And Cinder has lost tens of thousands of followers and people who support her. And so, yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I have another video to do on this topic, having to do with Bow the Whale. I wanted to get Shylily's response because I think it was a good one. And if you want to watch the rest of this video, again, you can do so. It's on Daily Dose of VTubing. But yeah, that's a brief recap of the situation from Lily's perspective, and I think that it goes to show the importance of keeping your word and being good to your friends. You be good to the people close to you. That's words of wisdom. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. See you next time.